subscribe to James the Sheriff Dixon, you motherfucker.
This is Fun Times with the Sheriff, Season 4, Episode 7. I got Grey back on here. Say hi.
Hi. How's everybody today? I hope everybody's doing well.
So tonight we're going to talk about, it's going to be a random fun one again. So there's one I want to jump right off the bat with. Is the last time we talked, you started watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah. And I've since finished it. I do like the show. It's in my top shows now, in my list of top shows, and that's up there with stuff like Star Trek. So it's a pretty good list. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't a huge fan of the last couple seasons.
Yeah.
The writing got a little bit much, like with the whole alpha thing and
the Carol thing, yeah.
it was around season 7 or season 8 or something like that. It felt like they were trying to find
something to stick. Yeah.
It's something like they were trying to find something to keep the show going.
Yeah.
And that's to be expected after being on for so many years.
Yeah.
But it's a shame that so many shows feel that they have to do that now. Where instead of just like letting the story naturally progress, they feel like, oh, we have to have we've got to be bring the viewers back in. We've got to
do something crazy.
Big drama.
Yeah.
So it was fine. I was kind of tripped out by the whole Rick Michonne thing. So I'm sitting there watching the last episodes, going like, what is happening with them? Like, what is going on? And then they showed it like they were bringing more shows out. For
there's
Dead,
3 different spinoffs. Yeah.
I had a feeling that it was about like it had about run its course. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm anticipating, the new shows because I do like the characters that they're going to be based on, but also I feel like it's really important for storytellers to know when their story's done.
Yeah. And
because if you keep going with it, you're just gonna ruin it.
And especially I'm worried about the spinoffs just because they already did that with Fear the Walking Dead, and that story writing, acting all went downhill.
Yeah, there are good characters. Now, I haven't finished Fear the Walking Dead. I think I'm on season 5, so I think I've got 2 seasons left to watch that are out. But so they've already killed off my favorite character, who is Nick.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the character of Nick because he started out the show as a drug addict, and he dealt with his addiction throughout the rest of the show. And normally addicts are portrayed in such a negative light.
Yeah.
But you see his struggle, and you see that he's really a good person, which is a lot of people who have addictions, and not just to drugs either, but gambling and stuff like that, gaming. Most people who have addictions are good people. It's just they have an addiction.
Yep.
It's an illness, and they treated him with respect. They never used it as like shock. They never used it
or like a crutch.
To make him look like a bad person. They made him look like a struggling person with an addiction.
Yep. And after, I personally think the show stopped being good after around season 3. I personally want to say.
Yeah, it's I can't remember what. The show is not very memorable to me either, which is a huge sin. If I were a showrunner or a writer or something like that, I would rather people hate my stuff, I think, than forget it.
Yeah.
Because at least if they hate it, I made an impact.
Yeah.
They didn't think about it. They actually had to take time and think about why they disliked it or, whatever. But if they forget it, then I made no impact on their lives whatsoever. Nothing that I said made them think It's like,
Yeah.
just, flash and pan and I'm done. It's
And
so,
hating it,
Walking
they're still talking about it too, and hating it.
Yeah, it's I do like some of the actors. I think some of the actors are really good. I liked the woman who played Madison. I like the girl who plays the sister. I can't remember her name. I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. I like Al. I like Dory. I think Dory's an interesting character. But if The Walking Dead started with Fear the Walking Dead, the show would not have been successful.
Oh yeah, no, it would not have, no.
No, it wouldn't have been. I think the show might have run its course. Like, it might not have been canceled before it was over, but I really don't think that had they started with Fear the Walking Dead, that it would have exploded in popularity.
Yeah.
Like it did. I really don't think it would have.
And plus, Morgan's actor was off the show for so long until season 7 or 8 when he joined the rest of the main characters or whatever in the main show.
I do like Morgan. Morgan's character's always been kind of frustrating to me. I do like the whole, how he keeps going back and forth with the whole I don't kill thing.
Oh yeah.
But it's been really frustrating because there have been so many times when you're like, he's saying I don't kill, and you're like, Morgan, but you have to.
Yeah.
Like, I get your sentiment because I don't know if I could ever kill anybody either. In defense of my family, I probably could. But like, at that point, it's just, these people are coming to kill to kill other innocent people.
Yeah.
If you have the ability to defend somebody, and if you have to kill that person so they stop attacking you, then that's what you have to do. Because if they keep attacking, then you're not doing your job.
Yeah, and for the family thing, the people that you're with in especially in an apocalypse situation, technically become like their family, like both shows try to say out loud.
I do like that actually, because I'm the type of person who I grew up with a ton of relatives, but I don't have much family. Pretty much it's my son and I, and there's a few other people that I am close enough to consider family, but throughout my life, personally, most of the people that I've had that familial connection with have been people that I'm not related to.
Yeah.
So I do like that in the show that they, if they're in your group, they're your family, they're your people.
Yep.
I do like that dynamic a lot. One thing about The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead and the game, because I have been playing that, the Telltale game.
Yep.
That bugs the shit out of me. Why the hell do zombies sneak up on people? How does that happen? They're loud.
Yeah, well, until the last season where they introduced the variants, but even then, they're
Yeah,
like,
that
yeah.
was cool. That was cool. Like, I remember seeing the one pick up a knife. My son was watching with me, and we're like, oh, shit. And then the one climbing. So that's kind of cool. It's like they're evolving, which makes sense because, if a creature doesn't evolve, then it's not going to survive. And,
Yeah.
That's how that goes. But it's always been really frustrating when people are just, it's like quiet. People are just standing there talking, and then all of a sudden there's a zombie.
Or it's like, or they're like in an enclosed room. Yeah, or they're in their closed room that they already checked and it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's like they're super loud. How the fuck are they sneaking up on you? Do you have wearing earplugs or something? I don't know. It's a weird little nitpick that I have with the shows, but.
So yeah, we can move on now. I actually finished watching the Lord of the Rings show, but because I know the last time we spoke it was still airing and I wasn't done with it, but I finally finished it.
What are your thoughts on it?
I liked it. I think I personally liked it more than there was another show airing at Game of Thrones. I think I personally liked it more than that.
Yeah, I'm not caught up on House of the Dragon yet.
Neither am I.
For a weird reason. But I did finish Rings of Power, and I loved it. What a lot of people I don't think realize about about what they've had to do with that show is that the showrunners don't have any access to the copyrights or to the IP. Everything that they're doing, they have to do it around being sued for copyright infringement by the Tolkien estate.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think they've done a fantastic job with it, considering that they don't have access to the actual source material, so they have to like make these workarounds, and also the hate that it's gotten because there are people of color in it. It's not just all white people. I'm sorry. But, okay, if you know anything about Lord of the Rings, you know that it canonically takes place on planet Earth.
Yes.
Middle Earth is supposed to be the UK. Like, it's literally supposed to be the British Isles. So, like, to say that, oh, well, there are only white people in Middle Earth, well, maybe in the British Isles in Middle Earth, but, like, the whole planet is populated with a wide variety of different people.
Yeah.
And, like, that's kind of the cool thing about the Rings of Power is that you get to explore more than just Middle Earth.
Yeah, get to explore everything, yeah.
Right, whereas in the Lord of the Rings book, you are only in Middle Earth. And so, like, you get to explore Gondor. They're going to the east. In the next season, they're going to the south. And I think it's really great because we get to see more of such an amazing world. And I think the casting was fantastic. I think Galadriel's actress is perfect.
Yeah.
I think she's perfect for the role.
That surprised me they made her the main, like, character for the show.
Yeah, but she does it. She pulls it off. A lot of people compare her to Kate Blanchett, which... like Galadriel's
original actress
in The Lord of the Rings,
yeah,
and The Hobbit. And I don't think that's fair, because this is Galadriel like hundreds of years in the past.
Yeah.
and also people, like, one of the criticisms I heard was people were calling the Galadriel on the show Guy Ladriel because she's a badass. She also was a badass in the book, but like. They're using that as an insult, like Guy Ladriel, like, her, like, manly, and it's like, first of all, in the books, she's described as being like 6 foot something. She's got a deep voice. She's Amazonian. Like, just stop. Such a stupid criticism. It's just a bunch of people being threatened and being upset that other people are getting a spotlight now. And I think. The show needs to be watched for the beauty, for the acting, for the casting.
It's also, I think, it's the Amazon's most expensive show, too. I heard, like, $1 billion or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's the most expensive show that's ever been filmed.
Yeah.
Like, it's. I think it actually might even be the most expensive thing ever put on film.
Yeah.
Masturbation is a form,
including Avatar and like James Cameron's Avatar and stuff like that. I think it might.
Which I just saw that.
You can see it.
I just
want to see that so bad.
I mean,
I saw the original in theaters. When it came out 50 years ago. I want to see this one in theaters. I've heard that this is one of those movies that if you don't get to see it like in IMAX.
Oh yeah, the graphics,
then it's not really worth seeing. It's not that great, and also James Cameron is apparently a giant.
Oh, the last few weeks I've just been learning nothing but horror stories from the movies that he worked on with actors.
Yeah, I know he's been known for many years as being like a brutal perfectionist.
Yeah.
But like. Some of the stuff goes even beyond just like being a perfectionist. It's like, all right, dude, you gotta.
I personally think this should not have taken almost 15 years to come out. Other than the story is like, meh. I thought.
Yeah, that's the problem with so many of these controversies that you see, and not just in Hollywood, but you see it in politics a lot too. Where you hear about these things that have been going on for years. You're like, how? What? Why did this go on for so long? This is so wrong. Why has nobody stepped up and done anything? And then you find out that it's kind of normal in a lot of these.
Yeah, but the thing is,
fun.
the thing is that they haven't. It's that they have, and it just gets swept underneath the rug.
Yeah, right. And it's especially bad for, for women. Because, like, I do remember when I was younger hearing about Kate Winslet, who was Rose in Titanic. One of the most beautiful, like, oh my god, she was fucking beautiful. The entire filming time of Titanic, she was told that she was too fat.
Oh.
Kate fucking Winslet.
Yeah.
Like, one of the most beautiful women on the planet. Like, you're too fat. This is the woman that Jack drew naked. Like,
Yeah. And I heard
she was too fat.
and I heard James Cameron did something similar to like how in the Shining they scared that like one actress, the wife, to death.
Yeah, I've heard something about that too. He's just I don't know, problematic. But you know what? Name a celebrity that has been around for more than like 20 years.
That's not.
Show me
Yeah.
something, like everybody's problematic. I guess it's just to which degree you're problematic is.
Yeah.
is what matters is how problematic you are.
Mm-hmm. So I got one last thing. I wanted to talk about Interview with the Vampire.
Okay, you will be doing most of the talking here. I'm familiar with the movie.
And
the old movie. I have not watched the new show.
So the new
Tell me
show,
about it.
I personally really like the new show. I read the Anne Rice interview books back in high school, and I also watched a huge fan of the original movie as well. And I personally think they did good with the remake, the casting, the acting's great. I love the guy who was doing the interviewing. Probably one of my favorite characters. And they do a lot from the movie, and they also add on to the story from the books and just their own stuff.
Right. I did notice that they, so I didn't read the books, but I should. I did notice the casting was interesting.
Yeah.
Just from what I've seen on it, like on my Fire TV and stuff. The casting looks cool, and I do appreciate it because I do know that the story is supposed to take place in New Orleans.
Yep.
Like, back in
The early 1900s.
Slavery was, yeah. So like casting a black actor is logical.
Yep.
Like I think casting roles more realistically, especially period pieces, I think brings so much more realism to them. Because you get to see like actual diversity.
Yeah.
And not just one color. So I don't know.
And I thought the history changed, the years changed. It was interesting too, because in the movies and the books, they met Lestat and Louis both met in the 1800s, and they jumped a little bit ahead of that, and they just changed the time when they met, and it's like the early 1900s instead of like the early 1800s.
Yeah, I definitely need to give it a watch. I've been watching so many other things. I just haven't had time. That's on the list though. One thing my son and I have been watching, because I've mentioned multiple times I'm a huge Star Trek fan. We've been watching Prodigy, which is the new Star Trek show on Paramount Plus. It's made by Nickelodeon, so it's technically a kids show.
Yeah.
But I think if you can get past that, this show is literally made for kids. It actually airs on the Nickelodeon network, so this is something that has to be kid friendly. I think once you can accept that, I think there's a lot there. The story's really cool. I love it because they're continuing Janeway's story, and Janeway is one of my favorite Star Trek characters. I love Captain Janeway. They're continuing her story. They're continuing some other Voyager people stories. I don't want to say anything, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, who's on the fence. The animation's gorgeous. One of the main characters, her name is Gwen. She's actually her voice actress, and I'm terrible with names, but her voice actress is actually the same girl who does Jinx in the the League of Legends series.
No, I know. Yep.
Arcane. Oh my god. So she is the same voice actress, and she's a terrific actress. They get Kate Mulgrew. She's in it, which is cool as hell. There's a lot of fan service in it, but they do it well.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend it. It's a good time to be a Star Trek fan, just like it's a good time to be a Star Wars fan and a Lord of the Rings fan.
Yeah.
It's just a good time for a few fandoms right now.
I'm really excited for by the time this airs, the Last of Us TV show will be out.
So I heard, so Pedro Pascal, I don't know why I remember his name.
Mandalorian, yep.
Yeah. He, so Troy Baker, again, don't know why I remember his name in particular. He did Joel's voice in the games.
Yep.
He got to see a preview of the first episode of The Last of Us, and he said that based on how good Pedro Pascal is, he would actually change his performance as Joel, and he was so good as Joel.
I've been hearing nothing but like good reviews about it, and it's not even out yet. So The Last of Us is my all-time favorite PlayStation game, and I'm really excited that it's coming at a time where The Walking Dead's over, and
right.
I think that's gonna be the next big zombie show.
I got to watch somebody play The Last of Us, because those are games that I know that I wouldn't, I'd get frustrated.
Yeah.
So like a lot of games like that I watch people play, like Dark Souls and shit. I'm never ever gonna play that. So
it's more like a side quest. Yeah.
The Last of Us, and I really am excited for the show. It looks great.
So we went over everything, and we're right at the time.
All right.
So is there like anything you want to promote? Last words.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch at Grey Aria. That's GreyAria. I stream there. I do Jackbox and other games. That's pretty much it for now.
All right.
Streaming.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
I just want to shout out an amazing channel, James the Sheriff Dixon. Oh, he's such a great guy, and he is super cool for coming to the show. I'm glad I got to meet him in person, and you should subscribe.